Hello everyone, it's Danny again, and today I'm bringing you the fourth installment of my video series where I rate every single enemy in Dark Souls out of 5 stars. So if you're just joining us, basically I'm just playing through this game, and every little enemy that I meet, I give them an evaluation out of 5 stars, and that evaluation, you know, it's kind of a composite of how cool they are and the enemy's mechanics, and also how good of a job I think that enemy would do in protecting my son. So, without further ado, let's move on to the video. Alright, so the next enemy we run into is an enemy I like to call the Flaming Barrel Lady. And I'll give you 2 guesses why. Whoa, whoa, bam, right in my face with this flaming barrel. You all know how I feel about enemies that push things downstairs. 3 stars, obviously, could give a giant steel ball guy a run for his money. I appreciate this kind of tenacity. Now, next up, this tower, we're going to run into some real cowards. These just complete cowards. These are the coward crossbow wielders. You all know my feelings about ranged enemies. Ranged enemies are of no threat to anyone in this game. I'm going to make a statement here and give these enemies 0 stars out of 5. Useless. Now, moving on down this this pathway here, we run into an enemy, a real formidable-looking enemy, the Taurus Demon. Now, I immediately run away, but let's take a second here because I went, actually, to the belly of the beast. I went to the abyss itself to, you know, find more information about this Taurus Demon. I wanted to go straight to the source and figure out just how formidable this foe was. But yeah, can you kind of give me a rundown as to, like, I don't know, the mechanics and all that kind of stuff?
Okay, so our Tauruses, a lot like our Fusions, our sedans, you're gonna have 4-cylinder option, 6-cylinder option. You have an SE, SEL.
Yeah.
You have titanium. You have your higher levels. The SEL, which is kind of your right in the middle, still leather, still more of your luxurious side.
Yeah. And I mean, all the luxury stuff is nice, but obviously, #1 priority would be the protection of my son. So what's the safety rating on these things?
The safety's unbelievable.
You know the star rating? 5 star?
5 star.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Right there, sir.
Oh wow.
Your 5-star rating.
And let me take a look at that, because that's my Yeah. Okay.
Safety features out the wazoo.
5 stars? Is this going to be the one? Well, I'm not going to take a salesperson at his word here. Ultimately, my own experience is going to be what decides this. So I run back towards this tower, and I get on top of the tower. Now, the Taurus Demon, I mean, the 0 to 60 is quite good, so he catches right up to me, starts smashing the base of the tower. I think, hey, let's give him a bit of the old Asylum Demon treatment. I roll down, and wouldn't you know it, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. I kill this Taurus Demon in 4 hits, and I'll give you a little quiz. What else died in 4 hits in this series? That's right, it was the saddest boy. So I don't see any other way than to give this thing 1 star. Props to the Taurus Demon salespeople for really hyping it up, but ultimately the protection of my son it's too important to just let some dies in 4 hit character thing survive. After talking to this person who's lost his son, God help him, I start running to this bridge, and I meet the Burning Bridge Guardians. And the Burning Bridge Guardians, it's kind of a trap. They're there to lure me in, but I sniff it out, and I kind of get hurt, but they all die. But that's still 3 stars because, man, that's commitment to just stand there, That's something. You got to count that for something. So I get to the middle part of this bridge, and there's this dragon kind of facing me down, and And there's this dragon tail in front of me, and I'm trying to get through it, and I just chop it twice, and it kind of delayed me, so that'll be 1 star, but not more than 1 star. And this dragon's awful dangerous, but somehow I'm able to weather this experience and get right across the bridge unscathed. And once you cross the bridge, you're actually in the Undead Parish, and there are just a few enemies we're gonna look at on this side before we finish the video. When you go into this courtyard to the side, you meet a little enemy called the Sorrowful Lad, and the Sorrowful Lad is just so sad, so I put him out of his misery and I give him 1 star in exchange. I'm sorry, I hope he gets happier. And then next you got the Rampart Fellow, and the Rampart Fellow does not mean mug me at all, so that's going to be -1 star, so that's just 1 star for the Rampart Fellow. And over in the corner we got the Supplicant of the Three. Now, I know the community's trying to figure out the lore for this one, so I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and give this enemy 2 stars. I know there's got to be a connection with the 3 we met earlier in the Undead Burg, so just kind of erring on the side of caution there. Alright, so when you open up this gate and then you go through the gate, you meet an enemy called the Severely Underpaid Security Guard. And let me tell you, when your entire compound defense is dependent on one person, you got to make sure that person's well paid, and I just don't think this person's well paid. And that's going to be 1 star, but man, if only they would have compensated him more fairly so that he could actually protect the compound. Now you go down this little ladder and we meet some servants of a character we met earlier. These, of course, are the servants of Shadow Templeton. And they're pretty scary, I gotta admit. I'm rolling around getting nowhere. They're biting me and they're poisoning me, and I'm kind of in a real daze here. So I mean, that's certainly scary. And in Shadow Templeton, certainly his lineage is justified here. I'm gonna give these 2 enemies 2 stars. They didn't exactly kill me or anything, but you know, it's scary's worth something. Now, next up, we have an enemy called the Protector of the Sacred Ledge. And as we all know in the lore, this ledge has a lot of kind of story implications in the Dark Souls mythos, but unfortunately, the Protector of the Sacred Ledge doesn't really do much, so that's just going to be 1 star. Around the corner, who else do we have? We've got Emily right around the corner, and what's Emily doing? Watching her coworker die and not helping. So that's typical Emily, and that's going to be 1 star. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, that's going to do it. We just kind of barely dipped into the Undead Parish there, and next episode we're really going to dive into the Undead Parish, and we're going to see who there is worthy of my 5-star rating. If I hand out any 5-star ratings, I know if I do, it'll be someone that's just really good at protecting my son, and they'll probably have really great lore too. So we're still on the quest for 5 stars. We haven't gotten there yet, but I hope we do. Please like this video if you like it. Please comment if you disagree with any of my ratings, and please subscribe if you want to stay tuned. Anyway, ciao.